weren't doing as well. Even in this MPL, they bounced back in the second half of the season. And I have a lot of respect for them. They brought a lot for Mobile Legends. And in the Philippines, it probably blacklist because they're actually the first team that, even after winning a World Cup, they just stayed driven, stayed focused, and now they're on their way to having a chance of getting their second World Cup win.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home.
Valley are going to M4!
Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking to me on me, but you know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories, and something has gotta give. Cause this is just what I made it now, made it now. You can't ever break us down, break us down. I'll be speechless for the stars. Promise show me what they not, and I'll never ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Touch the sky, you're a man of silver gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest function now. You and I can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. Fighting our hearts and being strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. Gaze at your end, you know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me and telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I cut the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now, I just wanna make it proud. Don't let me down, don't let it all fall. I've been on the road, accomplished all of my goals, and I ain't gonna let you down.
Touch the sky, you're a man of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest function now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will
want the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of the Dawn. A little bit of a disconnect, but we are back in action. And speaking of action, Nefarious climbing their way up that ladder. They have 3 wins so far. They took out D-Gods, they took out Huevo, they took out Dark Immortals, and now they're going up against another team that is trying to take their crown. A team that I haven't really seen before, Team Sapphicon. So I'm really excited to see how they progress going through King of the Hill today, as the rules are simple. It is first come, first serve, best of one. Winning team stays on every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Now, currently we are seeing Nefarious sitting with that crown, 3 wins in a row. And the question is, can the new team sneak it up? Team Sapphicon take them down and snatch the crown. Also, we are joined on the desk with some on-point analysis over there by El Manny, and then I will also be doing your play-by-play. So, super excited to see how this match prevails going forward. And how you doing today, Manny?
What's up, Papa Loppin? It's your boy El Papi dropping in with the analysis play once again with your host Tef Weezy. I'm doing fantastic, extremely fire games today. I cannot wait to participate in my own since I'm next, but I will say this: Nefarious has been back-to-back showing why they want to take the crown today. They're hungry. They want to show the world of MLSA Academy what they're capable of. And one thing I will notice on these bans that I forgot the team on the ref, but Tara completely rushed Martise on this pick, and now Martise has been a staple play for Nefarious, so we'll see what they're going to counter with that. And it looks like that their draft is formulating around Team CC fights, so we might even see a Belleric jungle, or they're going to pick a jungler that's going to be able to stay in fights like Roger or Granger of the sort. I will notice that Diggy ban and the carry ban, Diggy right there is going to prevent the enemy from escaping from all the CC they're trying to implement around, and carry is going to stop them from destroying them with true damage. So their only option for marksman here is Claude, that can really destroy their, unless you go Hanabi. New Hanabi with those new items completely shreds health, I will say that. But let's look over here. They banned Kaja and they banned their Ling. They know that they have a good Ling player, so their strategy could have been well off with Ling there. So I believe that they're going to focus on zoning. So I don't know if they're going to try to get up in these team fights, but I don't recommend it because Nefarious has been extremely on point with the rotations. So as I'm talking about Claude, Nefarious picks up the only marksman choice that the other enemy team had as an option to shred their tanks. So that was very well picked up from them. But what do you think, Weezy? Do you believe that I'm right with Nefarious having the better draft here, or what's your opinion?
So far, I mean, Tara does have that Martis for the side of Team Sapphicon, and we know how well Martis can kind of perform in the Land of the Dawn. They have anti-CC in their favor, but is it enough, right? You have Kramus over there in Eunice with that cool altar for sustainability. You have the wild charge from the knock up, the AoE damage as well, and the Guardian barriers to stop you from running away. Not to mention the double support method that Nefarious is deciding to go with. This point retching on this Carmilla with that Curse of Blood to stun the team. We got Mikkel on the Claude, the late game marksman, kind of damage a whole team with the Blazing Duet, and definitely taking down those drills. So I will say, I do like the draft so far of Nefarious going into this. I think they definitely have a solid lineup, but the question is, how will it go up against Team Sapphicon? As you are seeing Sapphic over there on that Leslie, that direct counter for the Claude. And one of the things that they're going to be banking on is Claude getting to that late game and kind of closing it out for them. But if Sapphic can play his cards right on that Leslie, he may be able to give Mikkel a hard time through that early phase to delay that late game potential. But The drafts are in. Both teams have locked in their compositions, and we will slowly be embarking into the land of the Dawn. Now, Eve is in play. They have a couple of picks that can get to that back line, so definitely need to protect Eve, and that manipulation is a huge objective for the side of Team Sapphicon. And I'm loving the way these teams are kind of drafting this, but if I had to pick one side, I'm going to stick with what's been working today. Nefarious, 3 wins under their belts, climbing up that ladder, and it looks like they are trying to take the 4th. This is King of the Hill, and they have been on fire. Not to mention Azumi, one of the best XP lanes inside of Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, locking in one of the best fighters for this season, the Lapu Lapu, to go directly up against Thomas on Lava right now. And I really want to see how that clash goes for the XP lane. But just having that Lapu Lapu at your side, that fighter that kind of has everything at his disposal, just displays for the attack, some additional shield, some anti-CC, the bravest fighter, and then the raging slash to close it out with some additional damage. So you're needing to play a little bit safer in the XP lane. But like we said, right now the momentum for the side of Nefarious is huge. They are 3 wins in, and I don't think they plan on stopping here. So you're going to have to see a game plan going into this match from Team Sapphicon.
Now, what I believe personally from Team Sapphicon, like you said, that Leslie is a huge counter. Now, I completely forgot that she does true damage now, so that's a really good pickup by them. If they can close out, see, we've been watching the PH matches, right? We've been watching Worlds, so every pro player out there always focuses on making sure their marksman's correct and in the lead. And we've been noticing the winning team, their marksman is always in the lead. So if we can get Team Sapphic to choke out Gold Lane and secure Leslie's lead over Claude, I do believe that they can make it well ahead, because that's what I believe Nefarious' goal is making sure the rotation is on point and choke out the Gold Lane. Speaking of, Izumi on top, getting demolished by the Thomas and outplays Lava.
Maybe a possible
wow,
off,
what a flicker.
Yeah, I'm wondering, they're so low in HP right now, but still battling it out. Azumi deciding not to recall on that engagement. Speaking of engagement on the bottom side, a Terrify, Motor Coils connecting. Possible kill on the way. Disappointing Retro able to escape. Lucky that Tara did not have that decimation to close it out for that kill. And that will not be first blood for either side. But Azumi deciding not to recall. A bold statement. Realizing that Big Zeus is in play for some possible zone, it's going to go ahead and clear those minions. Now deciding to recall. But Turtle will be spawning in, and we know both of these teams are revving up for that level 4. And the question is, who will be able to take this neutral objective, this power spike for the early game?
Now, as we stated, when it comes to the first Turtle, the team who can rush to level 4, and the more people that are on the team that have level 4, wins the team fights. And we see that the jungler on the Team Sapphic side is already level 4. Actually, I believe everyone has their ults now. So they just secured first blood on Izumi's side of things. So I believe they have the advantage here for the Turtle team fight. Let's see who will win there.
Senior class on the bottom side. Claude able to pick up a kill, but looking at the Turtle going into the hands of disappointed Retro. Wild charge inside of the manipulation. Mortal Coil is activated by Martis. They are going to try and take some kills off of this trade, but can they do it? Big Zeus able to escape with barely any HP, but is this the same thing for Rexy? No, taken down by Izumi on this Lapu Lapu, and then Eunice getting another kill, taking down Lava, and man, oh man, taking the Turtle, taking these kills. Right now, you're seeing Nefarious lead with a 4-0. No answer for the side of Team Sapphicon for that neutral objective.
Now, that was a huge team fight at Turtle. That was right before that happened. Claude just got a lead on Sapphic right there, and that was huge. Both side lanes got a kill. Nefarious is able to take Turtle and secure more kills. The rotations are more on point. Team Sapphicon needs to come back and try to counter with more macro, I believe, here, because winning these team fights is not possible if they don't have the farm for it.
Yeah, you need an answer, right? So you have the Martis, you have the Mortal Coils. You need to win these neutral objectives, especially in the early game, because that is one of their keys to victory. Also in the XP lane, you're seeing a heavy engagement going in the Carter and Inferno activated over there by Lava, but is it enough against Izumi on this Lapu Lapu? But a clash on the bottom side, Eunice getting a kill on to this Vexana. Guardian Barrier also to kind of zone out the side of Team Sapphicon from joining that fight. Joining the fight. Blazing Duet going down. Proxy in this lane, possibly Ultimate Sniper over there by Leslie to try and push back the side of Nefarious, and they are deciding to disengage.
Now, I was just mesmerized by those rotations when Nefarious right there. They were able to go in, provide enough pressure, keep the macro going into the mid wave right there. If we can look at the items at this 4-minute lead, we noticed that Mikhail has that just slight gold advantage, and that was just because of that 1 kill and that gold choke from their rotations. Now, if he can keep applying pressure and start finishing his items, it's going to be really hard for Team Sapphicon to come back once this mid game starts coming on and this turtle objective comes into play. As they're gearing up for it, Leslie uses her ult.
Possibly go in for a still, but you do see Sapphic and Michael kind of fighting it out on the bottom lane. Turtle has been reset, but Mortal Coils over there by Tara, trying to go in for a kill. Manipulation going down. Sapphic getting a kill onto Big Zeus. Down goes Brock. Alter activated, comboed with the Blazing Duet, but unable to secure Turtle. You do see Turtle back in effect as well. They are going to try and take this objective again, but a double reset, a little bit of a dance, a battle over custody for both sides for this neutral objective. But in the top side again, that 1v1 clash between Izumi and Lava fighting it out. You are seeing Lava have an easier time keeping that pressure on to Lapu Lapu. Looks like Zumi needing to kind of play his cards right now. If he does fall, that will be a free tower into the hands of Team Sapphicon. But speaking of Team Sapphicon losing that turtle into the hands of Nefarious, and that's another neutral objective into their favor. Lava still fighting Izumi on the top side. A 1-for-1 trade, deciding to take that engagement inside of that tier 3 turret, and the tier 3 turret having other plans is going to go ahead and take down Lava.
Now, speaking of Lava, I do believe that Big Zeus is coming in, barreling down mid with all the thunder there. But to no avail, because these rotations are simply just going to make them disarranged, and they wanted to apply pressure and let Claude get in the head. So that's their focus. They're just trying to make them get away and get that way that Claude can get in there and secure that tower. Speaking of, they're choking out mid and applying more macro here mid lane. I do see Thamus up there top. If from Team Sapphicon, if they can counter with that side lane push, that'd be a good advantage to get the team some gold. As we mentioned that though, Mikhail just goes in and they go in for the deep dive on the Vexana.
See the tower falling into the hands of Nefarious. Blazing Duet able to get the kill onto Sapphic, and now Alter activated. Team still clashing down the bottom side. Big Zeus, and you are seeing the silence on to Eunice in that manipulation. Big Zeus getting a kill onto Vexana in that process. Mortal Coils over there by Tara with the decimation combination. Gonna take out Big Zeus and going for another one. Can he take out Eunice? Decimation still in effect. Tara takes the double kill.
That was beautiful, beautiful plays by Tara there over on Team Sapphicon to counter that push on gold lane. Now, if they watch this instant replay,
you do see that clash. A little bit of that wild charge, the manipulation going down. Big Zeus rushing in and trying to get some additional kills, but overstaying his welcome. That is definitely not where you want to be in the engagements. But speaking of engagements, we are seeing the mid tower fall into the hands of Nefarious, and that's going to open up the map for some potential ganks and also to take some more of these objectives. Blazing Duet going down by Makai right there on the bottom side for that Claude, using that mirror image effect to escape. Makai gonna get a kill onto Sapphic in the process. What a play! Turtle going into the hands of Nefarious in this trade, and you are seeing Disappointed Retro take a kill on to Tara.
Beautiful play, collapse by Nefarious there. They were able to choke it out, get Tara as they were trying to secure the turtle, and like I mentioned before, Nefarious is coming in here with the better rotations. They wanted to make sure that they keep applying that, keep Claude in the head. If we go back into the items 4 minutes later, we'll notice that he has his Demon Hunter and Golden Wind. Now, Golden Wind personally is an extremely good item as it doubles his passive effects, and right there he's going to be able to just pop off really early. Doesn't even need the corruption. So Mikhail going in with his ultimate as we're talking about that, just to show the power of his items that he has.
Go ahead and take a kill, take out Rexy. You see Mikkel trying to get a kill as well. Eunice taking down
Oh.
Lava in that trade. But now you are seeing Marco join the fight and able to connect onto Mikkel before he can recall out. Man, oh man, insane vision, insane macro right there. Is able to spot him out in that bush, but now the 2v1 situation, Guardian Barrier activated, which is going to allow them to possibly push in this tower, but Vexana trying to stop them, unable to, and that will be the tier 3 tower pushed in for the side of Nefarious, and now shifting focus possibly into the bottom side. We are seeing Azumi, we're seeing disappointing Reggie hiding in the bush, but Rexy kind of spotting him out over there and deciding to kind of push off of that fight.
That was beautiful map awareness by Marco there. Just made sure that Cloud was not going to get away with that for free. Speaking of, as we get into this team fight dive by Nefarious, going in, huge team fight, so much CC. Team Sapphicon had no answer as they choked the lanes right in and tried to get this inhibitor tower.
That was like a triple knockup. 3 members falling on the side of Sapphicon. Very good set with that wild charge over there by Big Zeus. You should call it Big Charge with the way he's been utilizing his ultimate. But looking at the Lord now, no way to contest it for the side of Team Sapphicon. That is going to be the objective going into the hands of Nefarious, a team who has pretty much held on to almost every single one of their turrets, minus the tier 3 for the top side. Speaking of holding on, though, a little bit of defensive stance from the side of Team Sapphicon. Ultimate sniper going out by Leslie. You see Lord going into the hands of Carmilla on disappointing Retry to be able to work in their favor to push in for a possible early finish. But speaking of finishes, you are seeing a little bit of engagement going on for the blue buff. Eve making it rain with some magic damage right now. But it does look like blue buff was stolen by Tara with the retribution. But now Lord making his way downtown in the bottom lane. And the question is, how will the side of Team Sapphicon respond to this push from Nefarious?
Nefarious is going in there making sure that they secured that bus. And I'll tell you what, a team that supports invasions, the team that's going to make sure that their lead is secured. As Lord pushes down bot lane, there's a huge team fight happening right down in mid.
Manipulation going down, the triple silence, but wait a minute, Bravest Fighter rushing in. You see the Raging Slash trying to connect, but the CC of the Kato Inferno too much to handle. He's going to run out. Mikkel getting a kill onto Sap on the top lane. Clash going in still on the red buff for the side of Team Sapphicon. Or seeing that Kato Inferno over there by Lava against the 3v1 situation. The sustainability is crazy right now, but you do see Lapu Lapu Raging Slash going in, connecting for the kill, and down goes Lava into the hands of Izumi. Now forced to recall, but wait a minute, looking at Marco, forced to kind of go back into the base, and Lord crashing into the Nexus now. Are we going to see Nefarious take another game? But no, unable to find a way in, and this will be Lord bursted down the Nexus at half health right now, and the side of Team Sapphicon down to their last inhibitor for the mid lane.
Beautiful, beautiful plays I was seeing. Nefarious with great macro. They already knew what they needed to do is keep letting that Lord crash in and distract Team Sapphicon. They got a lot of prio picks off of that, but the rotations overall have been outstanding. But I gotta give it to Team Sapphicon for hanging in there. Apologies. They're trying to make sure that their farm's ahead. You know, even though they're behind, they keep making sure that no one dies needlessly, because every person that matters, and don't check these bushes, because that's a suicide. They're just waiting to get a nasty pick and end the game.
Trying it in the game, you see both teams kind of clashing it out. The question is, can Nefarious close this out? They don't have a Lord in their favor, and being overly aggressive may be the advantage that Team Sapphicon needs, but you are seeing the clash on the way. Manipulation going down by E, trying to get a triple silence. Terrify in effect. Izumi going down into the hands of Lava. The overextension into the Nexus. Now Clash going in. Kato Inferno, too much to handle, but Eunice able to take him down. He rushes into the 4-man team, but did not have any utility from his teammates to take advantage of that clash. Now, 1-for-1 trade on the board, 7-20 right now, looking really good for the side of Nefarious. And the question is, how will they close this game out? There's no inhibitors on except for the mid for the side of Team Sapphicon. Luminous Lord spawning in. And this is definitely where you want to be to get this finish. All they need to do now is take this Lord, split push these minions, sink the lanes, and go for the ending. Now, think Team Sapphicon has what it takes? Do you think they can prevail, hold them off, have a strong enough defense to push in a Luminous Lord and push back Nefarious at the same time?
So, in my opinion, as Nefarious keeps closing in, taking the buffs, and making sure that their victory is secured, I believe that this is one of the highest goofs that you can make in the game is at this point, because if the defending team can play properly and defend properly, this is where it turns extremely rough to close out games, because not only that, Team Sapphicon will get the gold they need by getting the waves pushed up to them, and they'll be able to farm it back into the game. So it's a really tricky point in the game, in my opinion. I've come across way too many defeats and the defending team turtles like this. But we'll see. Nefarious has not let us down. These team fights have been super aggressive. Speaking of team fights,
going in for the finish. Mikhail taking out Marco. Manipulation going down. Trying to hold him off. Mikhail taking out Tara. Lava taking out Izumi. Down goes Lapu Lapu. Juicy Manipulation still in play, trying to kill the full team on Nefarious. Marco getting a shutdown, but Lord crashing into the Nexus. And ladies and gentlemen, they have done it again. Nefarious takes game 4.
Victory!
Nefarious right there, as we talked about the team fight, Claude, just with his items leads, man, he just blew open their team with his ultimate, and the rest of Nefarious capitalized on that, and Lord came in just to be able to tank that turret, and they were able to close it out. GG, well played, Nefarious, our crowning champion so far.
Definitely GGWB, baby, as they take game 4. They are on fire, and we haven't seen anybody be able to take them down or snatch the crown. That's what the whole goal is of King of the Hill, to remain onto that crown as long as you can. And now they are tied. 4 wins in a row. They're tied their previous record, and now we see them break it to take the 5th win in a row. There's only one team currently who holds the highest record for most wins in a row for King of the Hill, and that is Ackerman with 7-0. So I wonder if we are going to see the side of Nefarious kind of climb up that ladder and be the new title holder. Maybe see an Ackerman with a special appearance last minute to take them down as we are progressing to the hill today. I appreciate everybody tuning in. That is not the end, though. There are still some teams trying to knock them off of this ladder and snatch that crown. Next up, definitely be tuned into some amazing teams on the way. We have Ohana Esports. I think, Manny, you're going to be joining them on this team. So do you think y'all have what it takes to snatch the crown?
I'll tell you what, I'm just glad that I'm going to be up there, and I'm just going to try not to embarrass myself. But besides that point, GG's, and good luck to both teams. I don't really know if we have what it takes, but I do know we have the heart to be out there and give it our 100%.
Well, we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on you, and good luck in your match. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere, as we will be jumping into a Game 5 momentarily.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home.
Now we are going to end war!
Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
everything on the line right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They've been talking to me on me, but you know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories. And something that's gotta give. Cause this shit just what I made it now. You can't ever break us down. I'll be speechless for the stars. Promise I'll be what they not. And I'll never ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest option now. You and I can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. Fire in our eyes, and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And can you take your aim? You know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me and telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I got the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now, I just wanna make it proud. Don't let me down, don't let it all. I'm on the road, accomplished all of my goals. And I ain't gonna let you down.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest option now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. Fire in our eyes, and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is.
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
So turn it up,
The sky is so vast, isn't it? My little flare.
Papa? Can you reach the sky and ignite the stars?
Of course, honey bunch.
Papa never returned home. He's among the stars now. But what about me?
elsewhere.
Now this is a wonder to behold.
It's time to make the most of the moment. I'm Hoon, I'm mid lane for the Valley, and I'm ready.
I graduated high school a few months ago. Yeah. We dare to be great.
Dude, that's perfect. One more second.
Hello, my name is Fly Chicken. I'm XP lane from the Valley. Let's go.
Hey, it's basic. Again. We dare. We dare to improve. Hey, it's basic. Coordinator for the Valley. Let's go.
Say hi.
3 wasn't good enough.
There you go. One more time.
3 wasn't good enough.
One more time. You got a better one again.
Hi, I'm Chuck. I'm late son for the Valley. Let's go.
You see my chapped lips on the camera? Like here a little bit? Don't disrespect the US of A. One more.
Hi, I'm Moba Zane, Jungle for the Valley, and we're ready.
I want to fight Yahweh from the Eagle team for Philippines.
Definitely RRQ. They've done so much for Mobile Legends, and you could tell just by the amount of fans that they have. They've also been so driven. I mean, they've been in Mobile Legends for years and years and years, and they've always been pretty good. They've always, even when they weren't doing as well, even in this MPL, they bounced back in the second half of the season, and I have a lot of respect for them. They brought a lot for Mobile Legends. And in the Philippines, it probably blacklist, because they're actually the first team that, even after winning a World Cup, they just stayed driven, stayed focused, and now they're on their way to having a chance of getting their second World Cup win.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home. Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought leaving that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line right here, right now.
definitely they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley. It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They've been talking to me on me. You know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories. And something that's gotta give. Cause this shit just what I made it now. You can't ever break us down. I'll be speechless for the stars. Promise I'll be what they not. And I'll never ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest option now. You and I can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight it our eyes and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, you take your aim, you know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me, telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I got the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now, I just wanna make it proud. Don't let me down, don't let it up. I'm on the road, accomplish all of my goals. And I ain't gonna let you down.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest option now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight it our eyes and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
No. So turn it up, turn it up, turn it all the way up.
all of you get your hands up, all of you raise your hands up. Listen to what you feel and say. We gon' turn it up tonight. We gon' turn it up. We gon' turn it up.
The sky is so vast, isn't it? My little flare.
Papa, can you reach the sky and ignite the stars?
Of course, honey bunch.
Papa never returned home. He's among the stars now. But what about me?
Have faith, little flare.
This is a wonder to behold.
Time. Oh, it's time to make the most of the moment. I'm Hoon, I'm mid lane for the Valley, and I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the land of the Dawn. Man, oh man, a little bit of change of schedule as Nefarious had to kind of back down last minute, but we will maintain that record for them going forward for the next King of the Hill. Currently, 4 wins in a row. Super impressive. But speaking of impressive, we have a new team on the radar for the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, and I'm excited to see how they perform today. The question is, will they be able to prevail as they are going up against a team that's been competing since the first week, Ohana Esports. But before we jump into that, let's talk about the rules. They are super simple. First come, first serve, best of one, winning team stays on every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Like I said, we are going to be watching Idyllics versus Ohana Esports today, and the question is who will prevail. We had seen a team from the Wild Wild West, but we're going to call Idyllics the team from the Wild Wild East.
One of them. Come back.
Ohana Esports jumping into the building as well. That is a Kosi Lapu Lapu's team. And also we have El Manny, one of the casters that you guys heard today on the On Point Analysis, joining in their match. But speaking of casters, we also have 2 amazing casters on the desk for the play-by-play and the On Point Analysis. For play-by-play, we got Coach Deku in the building, and also on the On Point Analysis, one of the members on Nefarious leading the way in the mid lane, Eunice, to make that special appearance. How you guys doing today?
We're doing good.
Definitely doing good, man. So like this is having a great time.
I mean, what can I say? 4-0 sweep. I don't know what to say. Like that first game was a little tough, but we got there. Ooh, draft. Okay, so I see a Carmilla Joy Martis band and a Valentina Glue and Carry. Now, for the people who've been watching, we really abused the Martis really bad because we opened it up multiple times. Martis right now is pretty strong for a lot of map control, so a lot of pressure on a lot of lanes. I do see Chow, Thamus, and Volier getting picked up. And then on the side of Idyllics, it is a Kaja into a Beatrix into a Sicilian. So a lot of late game. Single target CCs coming from both sides, especially from that Chow and that Kaja. I do know a lot about the side of Idyllics. I do know their lines and their lineups. The mid lane is very good. Jungler is also very good. Real is their jungler. So very interested to see how the games are going to play out. What do you think, Deku?
Man, I'm just ready for the gameplay, right? Ohana, like Weezy pointed out, introducing in between these 2 teams, has been here a little while. They haven't played that many matches, though. I will say they've kind of been a little more in the background as far as teams in the MLSA, a little quieter, and the performances they have brought out haven't yielded the best results, but a team on the grind and on the rise nonetheless. Up against this team, Idyllics, a team I don't have too much information on. I am familiar with their mid laner. Do go way back, actually, so play in a squad with them when I was a young Deku on the rise as well. With the rest of the lineup, I have no idea about these players. Completely unknown to me. So it'll be very interesting to see how they all mesh as a team up against Ohana Esports.
Absolutely. Now, looking at the continuous draft bans here, I do see a Fredrin getting banned, and a Fanny and a Atlas. I do know that Real, though, the jungler on the side of Idyllics, he's a really good Fanny. I'm surprised he banned it out that early, but they probably have a draft that they want to do, so we're just going to go with that. That Fredrin, also very abused. I mean, I don't know if you guys been watching what that first game, Nefarious versus, I don't know who we were against. Do you know who I was against?
D-God.
Yeah. So enemy team had Fredrin and Baratz on top of that with the Angela. Oh my god, that Fredrin is a walking Petri. It's actually really annoying. So good thing that they banned out their friend, but I do see Lapu open. Lapu's also very strong in lane, very hard to kill. But I do see a burst mage though on the side of Idyllics. They did ban out Atlas, which is actually not a bad ban. But I'm confused because there is already a Chow, so there should be no reason why they're banning an Atlas. But if they're trying to juke out a draft or something, I don't know what they're trying to do, but they're doing something. And speaking about tank, they did pick up that Kufra, so definitely a rock solid tank for sure. And then I do see the Amon and the Melissa getting picked up. Melissa's still pretty good with those new core items that got revamped and redone and reworked on, the corrosion, the DHS and everything. That's pretty good right now. I do see a Haya pickup now. Haya has been, I don't know, Haya's been a pretty popular pick. I don't know. I don't know much, but Deku, what are your thoughts on Haya?
I definitely love the Hayabusa pick. He's actually one of my personal favorite picks myself in my own ranked matches. But me and Wheezy, again, we did have a pleasure of casting over in the PH scene for their MLBB 5v5 tournament. Hayabusa was one of the most used junglers alongside picks like Ling, Fanny, a lot of those mobile assassin type of picks, Lancelot. They love that burst. They definitely are in a burst meta. And I have seen Hayabusa perform. He's in a very strong spot right now, but is matched up against another jungler on the rise of Mon, something that we like to use a lot out here in NA as far as assassins go. So it's going to be a great matchup. We're going assassin versus assassin. Utility jungles are out of the way. It's definitely going to be a micro battle in between Ohana and Idyllics coming out of that jungle position. And but I do like Hayabusa. I'm not going to lie. I like the slot for him. There's not a lot of CC. He kind of has the ability to potentially have a great game here if able to work with those quad shadows right.
Absolutely. And now before the game gets too in, let's talk about the lineup here. So I do see a Melissa into a Beatrix and a Kaja into a Thamus. Valir and the Chow Rome up in front of a Kufra and the Sicilian. Now I do know that Valir does have fast clear with the new buff that came in on the Valir, so good spam of the S1 coming up from Valir. Very good clear. Melissa looks like is winning a little bit of her lane, a little bit more pressure towards the Melissa as you can outpoke. But speaking about outpoke,
we are seeing some action going in here around that Litho, as Jim's going to be taking a little low on the choke as the Litho does fall into the hands of Idyllics. Real is going to be able to pick up that first small objective. It's a small victory over a long game. But speaking of victories, we do see a first blood going to the hands of Beatrix, led by that Tyrant's Rage from Zane, landing the knock up there. That's a first blood, a first early rotation there into the gold lane. And that's what you want to see, though, between these two teams, as Idyllics is going to be the first team on the board with the kill.
absolutely. Now that was a good micromanagement though from the side of Idyllics. That good first skill into that flicker, pretty much putting Melissa in a very uncomfortable spot and securing that kill. But securing about the kill, forced that Beatrice out of that flicker though. But we do see a follow-up coming from the Haya, but I think they're going to back off. Yeah, so definitely going to back off. They do have a neutral objective coming up, so I don't think they're trying to do much here. So, but very interesting. I do see the jungler, though, on the side of Ohana is actually already having a lot of map control around that turtle. They have that Valir there. They have a Thamus being able to sit in that bush and give vision in that backside so that nobody can run around the backside and possibly give the side of Idyllics a disadvantage at the turtle, but looking at the turtle might be able to pick off here.
They are going for it, and Real's going to sneak that sneaky little red tree in, is going to be able to slide in and get right back out, but Garfield's going to trade out Kaja there. Going to be a kill for a turtle, but obviously lead still in the favor of Idyllics there.
Absolutely. Now, since the marksman did die early, do not know. Oh, speaking of dying early, it is an even trade coming in from the side of Ohana. Good Melissa pop ult, pretty much preventing the Beatrice from trying to shove the shotgun up in her face. That bubble definitely gives a good distance. Speaking of items now, I do see these little good damage dealing items coming early from every side. Not too big of a gold gap, so definitely not too much is going to be built in yet, but I do see a lot of utility coming in, definitely from the Melissa and the Beatrix. Not too much of a gap in gold, So a lot of good small damage items. Same with those two mid laners. So the Sicilian did build the Elegant Gem to help sustain with mana. But that Voliere doesn't need clock. More CC hero for a Voliere, so definitely very annoying. So I do not like Voliere players. I hate them. I despise them because they're really annoying. Because once that Voliere is able to second skill into that Kufra's ult and jump becomes useless and gets cancelled. So if that Voliere can play it well, then props to that mage, man. Like I don't know. But speaking of props to the good rotations.
We are seeing some action going in the gold lane, potentially. Not able to find anything, but now the members of Ohana grouping up, living up by the name, keeping it close-knit in the family. Nobody left behind here as they are going to go ahead and force Idyllics to go ahead and disengage from this lane, but applying a little refresher with that Voliere. Go ahead and make them complete that trip, that rotation back across the map. There was nothing to find in the gold lane there. Both teams going to walk away kind of empty-handed as far as a potential clash. But speaking of potential, Zone charging up that Tyrant range is going to connect, going to find it, but the goal away from Alyssa trying to save himself, but no can do as Marksman, the one trick with the Wesker's Elation, going to take him down. Another kill into the gold laner for Idyllics. Is now Ohana's going to look to trade out on this turtle. They have the setup endless charge from Manny, and the Retribution is going to get it done. There's Real with the shadows, not going to find anything. Zone with the Tyrant's range, also going to miss the mark, but Marksman one trick, going to focus on the one thing that matters the most in MLBB, and that's the tower, as they find the first tower up in that gold lane.
Mind you, that first tower is down though, actually under 5 minutes. That's a huge advantage for the side of Idyllics. And knowing that the Rome is actually doing a really good job of focusing, and speaking about doing a good job, they were able to pick off. Oh man, that was a good set by the side of Idyllics. That Kufra is very micromanaging everything. I mean, that Kufra, the side of Idyllics gave up second neutral turret, and they gave it up to push up that top and to harass and punish that Melissa for picking into that draft. And now there's a 4-man set going on, and definitely is going to get picked off, but that vengeance might save that Thalos, but ends up getting completed and put in the pocket by the side of Idyllics. So definitely a huge disadvantage now for the side of Ohana. They still have the mid lane up, but 2 turrets are about to go down for the side of Ohana.
Absolutely, things going down. Speaking of things going down, Amon gonna find the Beatrix, finally getting a kill onto the Marksman for Idyllics, who has been kind of running around, just racking up those kills and stacking up that gold. And already in the opposite lane, like you said, taking down that gold lane tower in under 5 minutes. And now they are trying to find a way to kind of stop that, counteract that that's going on there. And here goes Amon looking for the invade there on the Real. Not going to find it, but is going to find some low. But here comes the shadow kick from Hayabusa. Is going to take down Poppy Manny on this Amon. And here comes Zone getting caught out by the Voliere. And this is what he can do, keep you stuck down with those fireballs. The CC is loading up. And here comes Marson one trick, trying to add something here. Gia with the bad squeeze. Going to go ahead and force Ohana to back up and disengage after securing or getting taken down there by the Hayabusa. 1-for-0 trade in their favor. But hang on, Marks and one trick looking to add to the body count. Wesker's Elation not going to find the mark, as Lapu Lapu is going to quickly slide out of the way of that. Now, speaking of sliding, now Idyllics looking to capitalize on this turtle. They have the setup, they have the aggro, pulling it on the long side of the wall. It's only Garfield here, that's all alone. Woo! Marcel one trick finding that Melissa now, but here comes the Tyrant's range to break up that engage. Magic Ball bouncing the wrong, but Valier's going to find Hayabusa. That's a jungler down from the side of Idyllics as they're looking to continue on the pressure. Garfield going to find out Zone. That's 2 members down from the side of Idyllics here. They're losing the advantage, and now Ohana can turn around and focus on this turtle, and they should, because the marksman from the side of Idyllics, again, finding another tower. That's 2 towers down in less than 10 minutes just at the hands of this Beatrix alone, as the side of Ohana is going to try to make quick work of this turtle. Kaja giving a little bit of vision on it. I don't think they're going to go ahead and contest, but speaking of contest, Marcel once are going to find a kill, finding so many opportunities to the side of Idyllics, and now going to find a double kill, sliding all over the place, finding towers, finding players, and now they're going to look to lock in on this mid lane. It's already have HP, looking to push up just a little bit, not going to be able to find it though, because Papa Jim on the show is going to go ahead and defend that, can't risk that bad play, that bad positioning. Now it's going to rotate around with the Zone here. Let's pull up a bush. How does he know? Never's passion on Lapu Lapu on the Melissa is going to get taken down, so shut down for the gold lane of Ohana, but it's still going to get traded out by Beatrix. That is 8 kills now for the marksman of Idyllics.
And micro play is actually on the side of Idyllics, and honestly, very, very, very good job by the side of the marksman on the Idyllics. Speaking of good job, they did not shut down, but they did kill that Sicilian. So mind you, Sicilian needs to be alive. You really don't want to kill a Sicilian, or you don't want the Sicilian dead on your team, because the Sicilian needs to stack. And once those stacks don't come in, there's no damage. But speaking of damage, I do see Genius One built in by the side of Ohana on that jungler on the Amon. Do see the corrosion and the golden staff built in by Melissa, and I do see just a regular prio build that everyone's been using on that Beatrix. Now the thing is, I think they fixed that bug in this upcoming patch with the corrosion, golden staff, and DHS build, where you can pretty much spam it from like under the turret when you are a Beatrix, and you can just smack turrets without actually stepping into the turret. So very beautiful. But if you guys look at the KDA of this marksman, it's 831, and usually with those KDAs, you really don't get that much in high of a KDA this early in the game. But that Beatrix has a ton of map control, and speaking of map control,
Speaking of map control and speaking of KDA, Real gonna add to his own KDA stat line, gonna find a kill there on Poppy Manny, but Melissa gonna find a tower in trade for Ohana. But here's the Tyrant Rage being charged by Zone 8, not gonna find anything there, as Ohana's gonna go ahead and make the rotation up to the top side. This might be a bad play here, because once the vision's revealed, the side of Idyllics could go for this Lord if they want to, and there it goes. They are going to start making quick work of it. That was a bad call, a bad rotation from Ohana, and Idyllics looking to punish them, because they are starting to get up. Ohana slowly making their way over, but it might be a little too late here. They're not going to make it in time. They are going to go ahead and lose this Lord. Real is going to go ahead and pick that up. Here's Papa Jimbo in the bush, but suppress going on. Lapu going to find the kill on the marksman that's already membered down. This is not the fight you want to take. A 5v4 is in play now, but Idyllics looking to stack on the damage. Double kill for the marksman. Go ahead and potentially make the triple. No, G is going to pick that up on Sicilian. Here comes the triple kill, though. Potentially renders empathy. Gonna find them. That is 1, 2, 3 members down at the hands from the marksman of Idyllics. One member left from Ohana. It's just a lonely Amon. He can't defend that mid. The tower is gonna go down as he's patiently farming on that blue buff. I don't know if that's going to help him defend this against these members here. It would be wise if he just backs off, but he's already made the mistake. Hayabusa has caught on to him. Shadow Kill is in play. He is taken down. Lapu all alone here. Muddles in play, trying to go ahead and poke them off. It's going to make them disappear off from that mid lane inhibitor, but topside Lord still pushing down. Idyllics is going to head and pressure on to that tier 2 over on the bot side.
Absolutely. Now with that Lord pushing it from the top side, it harasses their inhibitor turrets now. So now they're very freely able to get the second tier turret on the bot side of Ohana. Now they won't be able to get too much here. They probably have prio clear with that marksman still there. The Valier is able to push those minions out. That was with that sniper almost one-shot that Melissa on the side of Ohana. Mind you, Beatrix is almost at full build. 5 full items already built in. One more item for the Beatrix, and she's already full build. She's sitting at almost 10k gold. Very big gap compared to the marksman, who's just sitting at 7,500 on that gold here. Now, the Beatrix, though, has been running around the entire map. Mind you, she was able to keep up the top turret, the mid turret, and the bot turret was very well held up until the one gank that happened at bot. That Beatrix has tons of map control. That's insane. And knowing that marksmen don't usually get the biggest map control, they actually want to be the one being able to prio and macro and micro these objectives and be able to do these. But the Beatrix was able to secure those kills and get that gold coming in from the roamer from the side of Idyllics to be able to harass and punish that Melissa. And as soon as the roam knew there was no zone coming in from the top side of Ohana, took that advantage and actually very badly was able to secure everything. But speaking of secure,
we are seeing the clash potentially in that jungle there as Manny does get taken down. Papa Jim here, Tyrant's Rage from Kofra. Gonna go ahead and find the flicker. Went for the Tyrant's Rage, but it wasn't able to connect there. Nibiru's Passion going out, doing a little bit of damage. It still isn't gonna find anything. They've already got a member down though. The number advantage is there. Sentry is popped. Top side of jungle, gonna reveal the members over there. Another sentry being used from Ohana Esports. They're trying to secure some vision here. Another ambush is possible from Zone on this Cooper. I want to have eyes on all members of Idyllics. Zone hasn't even moved after being revealed there. Now going to make his way over to the red buff there. Marks and one trick as well. They're all set up here for this Lord. An easy take if they want to go ahead and start that, and they will, as Ohana will be left to kind of deal with these minion waves slowly pushing in.
Beautiful positioning by the side of Idyllics. Akaja did go up to reset the waves, be able to put that. Kufra is just able to give a full 5-man vision for the side of Ohana. Unfortunately, Chow did burn that kick, so definitely won't be able to CC any of the members on the side of Idyllics to even be able to contest. Now, the gold gap is very there. It's very close to sitting at 10k of a gold gap right now. Not looking too hot for the side of Ohana. Mind you, though, there are still mistakes. Mistakes can be made. It's not the end of the world yet, but they do have to prioritize and be able to clear this wave very fast enough to be able to push up with this Lord and to be able to secure any kills and just be able to secure prio wave clear. But I do see that Marksman just holding on to that sniper and just trying to get vision, but looks like that Chow was just kind of zoning out that sniper to be able to take that hit just in case any of their squishy heroes in the back did get picked off. Full build now, coming in from the side of Idyllics on that Beatrix. Full build, all done in 14 minutes. Very impressive, but speaking of impressive.
We're seeing the Tyrant Range be charged up from Zone A here. Nibiru's Passion coming out to go ahead and clear out some breathing room for this Lord. They find the top inhibitor, going to make quick work in the mid inhibitor as well. Pass already been popped, no one there to contest. There is no more inhibitors for the side of Ohana. It's just a Nexus and 5 members and a little bit of a dream and a hope. But here comes the flicker and suppress. Poppy, man, he's going to suffer at the hands of Zona. He is going to find the kill. And now here comes the bad piece from Sicilian. Go away, but you can't keep Hayabusa away with the shadow. He is going to find the kill, make that 2 kills and take down Garfield and steals his lasagna. And not only that, but steals the win as well. Idyllics' first match in the MLSA is a victory up against Ohana Esports.
Absolutely. Now, looking at this scoreboard here, 22-7. But I also want you to remind you that Tank punished, like, to really, really badly punish that Marksman. That Marksman went 2-6-0, lowest score on the side for their team. So very, very kind of a sad thing to see for Melissa, though. She'll be able to win lane. 41% damage coming in from that Beatrix. Being able to secure those double-digit kills really did put a big impact for the side of Idyllics. That Kufra was able to just rotate everywhere on the map. Mind you, that Kufra was always set for that turtle, so as soon as the kill was secured that top lane, Kufra was able to zone out everybody and still come down 55% team fight, even though he was still punishing the Marksman and the turtle was on the opposite side. So beautiful duo actually coming in from the Marksman and the Kufra, always together. A little bit of tower pushing in coming in from the side of Melissa, though. 90%, that is good, but not enough. Wasn't enough. Almost a 10k turret damage difference between the Melissa and the Beatrix, but good by the jungler side. Very good macro micros coming in from all teams, but victory goes to Idyllics. Congratulations and welcome your new and first trophy home.
Victory going over into the new team from the Wild East, Idyllics, pulling off an amazing win over on Ohana Esports. I look forward to seeing what you guys bring to the table as we progress through the weeks in the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy. A special shout out to all the casters on the desk today. We had El Manny on the play-by-play, or actually on the analyst. We had Eunice on the analyst as well. Coach Deku kind of swinging on. Oh, I almost came out there. Coach Deku on the analyst and the play-by-play as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much today. Special shout out to the audience as well. We had a little bit of a disruption mid-stream. I think there's some little bit of maintenance on my Wi-Fi. But guys, thank you so much for being here today. We are the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, and our whole focus is to prepare teams for future upcoming events such as NACT, NAMPL, you name it. We also offer services to host professional tournaments all across the world, like the Philippines, maybe possibly Indonesia in the future, and we have so much more events upcoming. So definitely tune in to the MLSA, the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy Discord server, and look at all the events we have active. We have an Elgin tournament coming up. Excited for that. We have a Faction Cup on the way as well, and so much more. So guys, thank you so much for being here today. It's been a pleasure. My name is Weezy. I've been your host, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next Mobile Legends Scrim Academy stream. That will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
We have Weezy, you know, Magic Round happening in here. We do have one more match to end the night up.
Oh, we have one more match?
Yeah, we have one more match.
Uh-oh.
Both teams are ready. You know, it's set to go.
Let's see who we got today.
Huevo, the actual Huevo.
Oh, Huevo's back again?
Versus Idyllics. Yep.
All right, looks like the show is over. Grab your
Let's
popcorn,
go.
grab your drinks. Let's go.
Right, guys. Well, we have Huevo back in the mix. Rim sneaking up with the last-minute match. So actually, don't go anywhere as these two teams are ready to embark into the land of the dawn. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we do a round table casting session to do this. Everybody on the
Ooh.
What y'all say? Y'all
Spicy.
Ooh. Make it a little spicy. Okay, let's do it.
Spicy.
go.
So,
Yeah.
guys, don't go anywhere. The draft will be starting momentarily for the final game of the day.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home. Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure. I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line, right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They've been talking, tell me on me. You know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories. And something that's gotta give. Cause this is just what I made it now. You can't ever break us down. All these features for the stars. Promise I'll be what they not. And I'll never, ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest ocean now. You and I can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. The fire in our eyes will remain strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. Can you take your aim? You know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me and telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I kept the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now. I just wanna make it burn. Don't let me down, don't let it all fall. I'm on the road, accomplish all of my goals. And I ain't gonna let you down.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Land of the Dawn. We have a final match on the way as Mama Huevo making that special appearance again to go up against the team from the Wild East. Idyllics. Now, I'm super excited to see what they have to bring to the table. A little bit of a look at the event that we're currently running. It is King of the Hill, and the rules are simple. First come, first serve. Best of one. Winning team stays on every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, looking at these two teams, Idyllics coming out of nowhere, was able to take out Ohana Esports. Actually, Ohana Esports is still there, but that is going to actually be Huevo in their place. And I'm excited to see how Huevo performs. Huevo, the top 32 team from North America inside of the NACT, and one of the teams that kind of takes out these wildcard teams out of nowhere, a team that takes titles as well, but to see them go up against a team they don't really have too much information on is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Also today, we are going to be doing a round table of casters. That's right, we have every single caster for the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy taking part in the final match of the day. We have Coach Deku alongside myself on the play-by-play. We have Master Rim back at it again with some cookie dough on the side to kind of bring some of that tea to the table. We have Eunice in the building as well, a former player inside of some of these matches in the mid lane, kind of handling business with Nefarious, and maybe Manny sneaking up on us if he is still in the building. But guys,
yeah.
And oh, there you go, Manny back in the building as well. So
Manny,
who played on Ohana for the last game against Idyllics. I gotta ask, how do you feel Idyllics will do against Huevo, Manny, since you personally went up against them?
All right, so I will tell you what my opinion of Idyllics is. They have really tight coordination, really good zonage. They know each other well. They have really good synergy. And one of the mishaps I noticed is I was trying to go for early invade, and I noticed that their roam acts as a ward, like would provide perfect vision for the enemy to see if we were going to go for that play. So they instantly responded. Once I knew that, I already knew that they're going to be responding to every situation. So knowing that, I will give it to Huevo though, because they do have the same synchronicity. So these early mid-game fights, I totally expect a huge brawl.
Definitely exciting to see how this goes forward. We are going to be doing that round table. So just like the rules for King of the Hill, the rules are simple for this as well. We're just going to pass it on, just say the name of the caster, and they'll pick up where you left off. Now, looking at this match so far, right? Looking at the draft, Huevo locking in that Benedetta nice and early, that assassin who can kind of roam across the map, an eye for an eye to negate CC, the split push capability with the Electo, and the sustainability, kind of a jack of all trades. Not the worst decision, especially for the first pick into the hands of Huevo. But I gotta ask, looking at the draft so far, Eunice, how do you feel for the side of Idyllics drafting so far?
I don't like the mage pick. It's very simple. A Yve into a Sicilian. We both know both mages scale, yes. Very, very possible. And it's doable. But as soon as that Yve ults and gets into the correct position, that Sicilian's going to be put at such a disadvantage, because not only is he not allowed to smack the Yve because of the CC coming in from the Yve, and not only more ground control, mind you, Yve's ult is like a square box. You step into it and you're kind of pretty much CC'd and slowed all the way to the point where you can't pretty much move. That Sicilian needs to be able to punch that backline, but with the Yve there, I don't know. And that Yve, along with that Claude is going to backline that Sicilian. And if team fights happen and that's just no one catches out that Claude, man, I don't know. But the thing is, I can't even diss both mages because they both scale, they both do a lot of damage. It's just more ground control is going to Huevo, and more damage, like pure magic damage, is coming from the side of Idyllics, but it's just up to how they execute the play. So kind of edging over to the side of Huevo's draft, to be honest, because of the back peel. That Benedetta and the Claude and the Yve are just three very big backline plays and heroes I could think of. But Rem, since you are my co-analyst, what are your thoughts on this draft so far? Just the 6 heroes. So the Benedetta, Claude, and Yve into a Sicilian, Esme, and Beatrix. What are you thinking?
Okay, well, you're probably gonna hate me. for this, but I'm actually gonna have to respectfully disagree there. Yes, they do have the Sicilian going into that Eve. However, though, you can't overlook that Esmeralda being picked up there. So, and they're both running sprints. So even though Eve does have the ability to slow them and put that crowd control on them, they do have responses for that, especially with that Esmeralda who can kind of force Daizu out of that ultimate because she'll be dealing damage as well as just being able to be an annoyance to her. And when you think about a team lacking in Eve, right? We do know that the team will always play under that real world manipulation, and they're never gonna, extend out of that zone, or else the pick is gonna become useless. And honestly, the side of Idyllics right now is making that pick useless, locking in that Kufra again, which we've seen perform exceptionally well against Ohana Esports in the last game, and possibly them locking in Real on this Akai to add some more disruption and utility for the side of Idyllics. So I'm definitely leaning in favor. I don't know. I'm 50-50. I feel like both drafts has an even distribution, and both these teams are high IQ in terms of the gameplays and the decisions that they can make. We've seen the Benedetta pop off in the EXP lane in the most recent M4 as well. So there's definitely a lot of potential. And speaking potential, Real locking in that Leomore to finalize the draft here.
I definitely think that both teams are neutral, in your opinion.
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
I want to hear
You do have a
from
point.
Coach. Hear from Coach. Coach, what do you think? What do you think?
Well, it's about time you guys speak to me, man. I thought it was going to be the Rem this show, man. It was like no one wanted to talk
I
to
mean,
Coach
Rem and I love to talk. We love talking.
Man, you guys forming that good synergy. But speaking of synergy in between these teams on the compositions, I'm not gonna lie. I think I have to give it up to the side of Huevo. I love what they have here. They have a very strong team fight presence, but not only team fight, they also have the split push to answer back as well if all goes wrong in those 5v5s. You can always rely on Durza with the Benedetta and Reed with the Hayabusa to not only be able to find those backlines in 5v5s, but also be able to find their way to the side lanes if you need the split push. And not even just that, right? They still have the ability to even pick off with this composition. So there's a lot that they can do with this draft. There's about 3 different ways they can play around this composition. From the side of Idyllics, I think the answer is pretty much clear. Try to secure some type of early advantage with Real on this Leomord. And if that doesn't work, we're just going to bank on Gio with the Sicilian for the late game and let the bats fly and hopefully secure a victory there. But I just think Huevo has a little bit more dynamics for their draft. We'll definitely have to give it up to them.
Speaking of giving up a little bit of that clash in the mid lane already, some heavy aggression from both sides. Like we said, Idyllics, the team from the Wild Wild East, a little bit of a knockup going in. Sanguine Claws for a possible kill. Only fans. Possibly getting away, but Ree having other plans, taking out Kufra. That is a 1-for-1 or 1-for-none. No, 1-for-1 trade. Both teams on the board, evening it out. And I don't know. I feel like they need to get a read on each other, right? Huevo not really knowing too much data on Idyllics, but a similar story from Idyllics as well. And when you have this type of lineup, you have to be careful on these engagements, as you don't know what they have at their disposal. Is Idyllics a team that can kind of close it out in an early finish, or are they a team that likes to be a little bit more patient? Huevo, same thing. Need to be a little bit more safer, but engagement on the top lane.
We are seeing the Tyrus Rage be charged right now from Zone A, and they are going to have to play around this top side. And you can see that now from this Minotaur OnlyFans here. It's going to go ahead and provide a little bit of relief, but they have to be careful. Real does have level 4, does have Stampede in play, and he can't call it in, and there it goes. He does call it in. Minotaur not going to be able to stop him. He is only level 3. It's going to be a kill for Gia as well. Shadow kill coming in from Hayabusa. And the bad speed's coming out from Sicilian. The Kufra is going to find the kill on Reed, as well as 2 members down from the side of Huevo there, as Idyllics can now go ahead and transfer this to an early turtle.
Now, I did want to point out, since I'm going to be over here watching that team fight, that Idyllics was equally distributing the damage just to save their Leomord right there, and he ended up doing it perfectly right, and he got it away scotch-free to be able to get this turtle.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know if you guys just noticed, Jungler did not show himself in that entire fight. Jungler just sat in the mid lane and waited until everyone was coming out. Look at him again. He's hiding himself. he won't even come out. So very interesting play. But that's actually really smart on the side of Idyllics. Now, not being able to have read on the jungler already puts Huevo at a disadvantage, only because since Benedetta was only there to peel, there's no control. There's no map control, there's no ground control, there's no area control, there's no bush control. It's already at a disadvantage, already in the hand of Idyllics. So very good strat coming in from the side of Idyllics. So very interesting. But speaking of items, Rem, do you want to pick it up for me?
Yeah, looking at these items, we definitely see some early game penetration coming in from Durza. They're on this Benedetta, while the other members on his team is more opting in for some defense, but Yves though lacking in that early magic. Speaking of early magic, we do see some magic damage and some damage coming out to OnlyFans here in this mid lane river. But though this is kind of why I wanted to give each side, I was 50-50, right? In terms of, but what's not 50-50 is Ree gonna 100% secure that kill there. And we do see a clash happening in the top side.
We do. There's a blazing duet, and then the flicker Minoan Fury is going to find Zone A. Double knockup coming in is Low Claw going to find the kill, but then the Cyclone Claws as well, forcing him back to the tower. But there's Real on the backside with the Leomord is going to find the kill on him, not able to escape the clutches of Idyllics there. They find one and they get traded right back out again. Now pressure onto the gold lane tower there. There is no marksman. Marksman one trick applying that damage with those runner shots to this Minotaur. He's got to be careful here. We know he can land those runner shots. He's taking two. Ooh, definitely is going to have to go ahead and force that recall back from them. Huevo feeling the pressure right now from Idyllics.
Definitely a lot of pressure right now. 3-5, 2 kills up into the favor of Idyllics. A solid game so far. Not only a solid game, able to take the first turtle as well. Give them a little bit of that gold lead, a little bit of that fight on the bottom side. Those are seeing the matchup between Esmeralda and the Beatrix. Durza using the Petrify. A little bit of stoppage to slow down the momentum of Esmeralda right now, but now we're seeing Idyllics again with the zonage on this neutral objective. Will they be able to take another turtle? We need to see something translate for this being taken on their side. Maybe a possible tower on the way for the top lane as you are seeing manipulation go down. Re-get the kill onto Beatrix, while you are seeing Idyllics answer back by taking this turtle. But now going in for this tower, this is exactly what we wanted to see, an answer, an eye for an eye in terms of objectives.
Well, speaking of eye for eye, you're perfectly right. They absolutely counter each other on that macro just to keep that gold lead above. If you notice, it's only at 0.1k for gold. As we're speaking of that,
we are seeing the engage, the extended clash going on. His fans are going to trade out for that Minotaur. Leo going to get taken out by Daizu there. Huevo finally picking up, evening up the kills, and even taking a slight advantage in the gold lead there.
Absolutely beautiful laning. So I do know that what just happened was Huevo actually gave up a neutral objective turtle to grab the marksman side, but I'm sure that they know that the Beatrix into a Claude can very much be outplayed. I'm pretty sure Beatrix with the rocket does have more control over the wave. So definitely a lot of pressure coming from the side of Huevo on this marksman side from Idyllics. So good pressure, good zone, good harassment in response for that Claude pick into the Beatrix. So trying to get that Claude fed into his first item is a big thing for Huevo because he needs that damage to be able to peel that backline. So very good read and response from the side of Huevo.
Speaking of read and response, you got it, coach.
We see Hayabusa finding the kill on Sicilian while Rim was not able to find the words to express what he was witnessing there on the screen. But speaking of more expression, Falling Star Moon coming out from this Esmeralda, and of course, able to back off that mid tower. These two teams are jockeying back and forth. It's a very tight-knit game and a lot of action from two teams that normally, at least from Huevo, normally doesn't go in for so much early aggression, but it seems like they're trying to match Idyllics here and doing a good job at doing so. Not really falling behind. Both teams hitting the marks right now, back and forth trades, but we are seeing the mid lane get pressure from the side of Huevo.
But they are going in for a potential, and they're going to go ahead and take that tier 3 tower. Daizu is able to connect with Minoan Fury with the triple set. Blazing Duet as a response. You do see manipulation going down as well, and man, oh man, are they winning these clashes? Ionic fallen. That is the roam for the side of Idyllics, but clash not over as you are seeing Esmeralda get a kill on to Hayabusa. That is an eye for an eye, a 1-for-1 trade. But speaking of eye for an eye, you see Electric going in by Durza on that Benedetta. Real in a bad situation, possibly getting bursted down. Fallen Starman by Esmeralda for the stun. Takes out Yukinon.
now looking to escape the fight. Not going to be able to. There's going to find the kill. Momentum from Rio's going to find Daizu there. Numbers falling left and right. And this is the trade that we're talking about. Cycling Claws coming out. Isn't going to find anyone. And now Idyllics going to go ahead and disengage. They came and they've had their fun, but they said enough is enough. Both teams are going to go ahead and call off the fight.
See, and that's kind of why I was so 50-50 in the draft, though, right? Because team compositions here definitely allows these teams to scale. And speaking of allowing scale and looking at some of these items here, we do see Daizu locking in that cooldown reduction, definitely going to help her team with that sustain, as well as not sustain, but, you know, poke and utility coming in from those slows. Should be able to dish out that faster. Sincerely, I'm locking in that Clock of Destiny. Definitely going to help him build those stacks, as well as, you know, while it complements with his passive. We do see Beatrix locking in 2 core items. But speaking of things being locked in, we do see a clash happening here in the bot side.
Beatrice is going to find Yukin on there, as OnlyFans is going to go ahead and send that description right over to One Trick's way and take him down. And now Ree getting caught out here, is going to be taken out by Real, but fight not over. Wheezy.
See a possible clash still on the way. Phantom Steed over there by Real, trying to find a backdoor play, but at what cost? Quickly deciding to disengage, as you are seeing OnlyFans over there with some good zonage. Daizu as well to kind of join that fight, but man, oh man, are these towers dropping left and right, as you are seeing Benedetta Durza on the split push to take the tier 2 tower for the top side.
Whoa, moment of silence for our fallen soldiers there, I guess. A little lull in the action, but speaking of action, we are seeing Daizu pick up that Ice Queen wand. Rim did point out a little bit of those items, and now a little more poke coming in, a little more utility. We do know how Ice Queen wand can drastically affect the match once he goes ahead and picks it up. Looking to pick up here. Looks like Huevo is looking to try and find some positioning over this river. We do know the first Lord is up. They are going to be able to have a priority here. Speaking of priority, Hayabusa might have been caught out in a bad play. No! Marksman One Trick is going to get taken out there. So Marksman down for the side of Idyllics. Number advantage for the side of Huevo. The attention can be put on the Lord if they want to. They have Benedetta going ahead and clearing up that top side to apply a little bit of wave pressure there. Esmeralda's going to have to respond. They could go ahead and make the call now to go ahead and focus in on the Lord.
Absolutely, and that's what you like to see, right? These teams definitely playing objective, and they're finding trades where things can happen, though. But Manny, you've seen the side of Idyllics taking these objectives. What do you think about Huevo's response in terms of securing these objectives here?
Well, I believe since this is the first time actually to be able to contest an objective so freely, they've been focusing on countering their macro and making sure that the turrets is completely opening. These team fights have been outstanding, as you've been seeing, Claude going left and right, and they abandoned their Lord play and completely won this team fight. So I do believe Huevo is coming back here and making sure that they're taking this lead and their gold lead. Actually, there's no gold lead. The gold is almost basically perfectly even. That's how intense this game has been. But I definitely love that Huevo's coming back and responding to Idyllics' aggressiveness and countering that with their macro. Their macro has been super key this game.
I think it's a good point that you kind of brought up macro, a little bit of a look at that replays. That was an insane engagement from both teams. Huevo able to seal the deal. Not only did Bree secure that Lord with the Retribution, but you do see Durza with the Electo going in to do some damage. Blazing Duet from Yukinon. Durza getting a kill onto Real. Down goes the Liam Lord. Jay on the Sicilian getting an answer back onto Sicilian, but OnlyFans over there taking out their jungler, their tank, taking out the Kufra. But speaking of engagements, you still see Huevo on the rise, on the push, trying to take this finish.
And here comes the siege, but there goes the falling star from Esmeralda, looking to slow him down, looking to make him disengage and fall back. And it's like Huevo is going to go ahead and fall back. That is an enhanced lore, so there is no charge passive. Not a lot of power coming out from it, as it is taken out from the side of Idyllics relatively quickly. And Huevo definitely making a good call to go ahead and back up. They have cleared out the map all the way down to the inhibitors, down to the bare bone there from the side of Idyllics. They have nothing left but a small shell, a little bit of exterior to help them up against the pressure that Huevo is applying to them. And this kind of goes back to what I was saying, though. I did feel like Huevo had the edge in the draft with the picks they have. There's just so many ways they can approach Idyllics, who only has one option now in this late game. Beatrix does not match up with Claude well at all. As the game goes on, the DPS does go into the favor of Yukinon. Beatrix is a little more bursty, just not really able to get it done. And even with the Renner, even makes it even less viable for the DPS. Does fall behind on the Claude here with the damage. And then so all they have is this Sicilian. But speaking of, there goes the Renner's empathy. The fight not over there. A little more chase in the jungle. We do see the falling star moon here and the follow-up by Real. Now, the slow from Daizu with an Ice Cream Wand. We talked about it. The utility is going to help them disengage. There's an eye for an eye out of the fight, but here comes only with the Tyrant's Rage.
Crosby getting the set, manipulation going down, Daizu getting a kill onto one trick, down goes Beatrix, but man, oh man, Yukinon having answers as well is going to go ahead and take out Leomord. That is a 2 for none trade. Wait a minute, Durza on the back line gets taken down, or gets a kill as well. 2 for 1 trade, actually. Only 2 members in the side of Idyllics to hold off the full team of Huevo right now, and looks like they are going to go for a possible finish.
They are going to look for the end here. No Lord, but here comes the real world manipulation. Reality setting in with the Electo Flash from Durz. They're going to find one, because they are going to find this mid inhibitor. Gia all alone on Sicilian is going to have to find a way to defend. Bad Feast coming out. Minion wave right on time for the side of Idyllics, and now Huevo is going to go ahead and turn their attention over to the Lord, but that is going to be a free Lord. Idyllics just now spawning in. They're not going to be able to make it in time. With that mid inhibitor down, we know what that means. Enhanced Lord right down the mid lane. Perfect for the wave sync for the side of Huevo to potentially go ahead and close out this match against Idyllics.
Now, the side of Idyllics, definitely, they do have, I think it's in their favor in terms of being in this defensive position, right? We do see them having the Sicilian, who's probably coming into a lot of stacks right now as we're going in 15 minutes, especially with these minions that have been coming their way. So they definitely have that. They have the ability to burst down the Lord, because if we look at these items, right, Beatrix, even though she may lose out in DPS, like in comparison to the Claude, she does has what it takes to dish out to peel this Lord here.
A little bit of engagement, possible finish for the side of Huevo. Phantom Steed activated over there, but wait a minute, not able to connect to the Steed. It was actually canceled out, and now look at the Nexus. You do see manipulation going down. Lord is in favor as well. OnlyFans getting killed. Jay taking out Yukinon. Daizu taking out Esmeralda. You do see Shadow kill as well in full effect. Down goes Real into the hands of Hayabusa. Daizu getting a kill as well, and man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, they have done it. Huevo takes the game and snatches the crown off of Idyllics, the team from the Wild Wild East.
Wild Wild West, Wild Wild East. Looks like we got a team from a different side of the region every single MLSA stream here. But like I said, Huevo able to get it done, and MVP fall into the hands of OnlyFans. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't typically agree with OnlyFans being the most valuable anything. the most biggest stain on the human race right now. But in MLBB, definitely the hero and the champ for the side of Huevo here.
Now, I do want to notice that Minotaur absolutely deserves the MVP. Those amazing sets, setting it up for Yves and Benedetta, allowed Hayabusa to go in and take the backline out. And let's not to mention that Yukinon with that awesome Claudio. But Idyllics, like I said, once they got past that early mid-game, Huevo went in, charged in, kept their lead up as they were able to take that one team fight and choke that lead to victory. And GG Huevo. Beautiful games from both sides.
Definitely beautiful games from both sides, and a beautiful casting from the round table of casters today. Guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in to the stream as well. Those all across the planet watching, thank you so much for being here. It's been a blast. Had a lot of teams compete. I know it's been a little minute since we were back in the fight in the Land of Dawn, as M4 is currently ongoing. But speaking of ongoing, lots of cool events coming up in the distant future. We've got the Faction Cup coming up, which is a 5v5 tournament, so definitely tune into that. We have so much more in favor as well. We have like a possible deck casting on a Valentine's tournament, so make sure you tune in to support some MLSA casters over there. And like we said, we just appreciate you guys being here today. We had a special shout out to all the casters today. Coach Deku on the play-by-play, some of the analysts as well. We had El Manny on the analyst. We had Eunice in game and on the analyst, same with Manny as well. So a little bit of that dynamic duo in the Land of the Dawn and also at the caster's desk. And then we had Master Rim at the end of the day casting with us as well. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. We are the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, the MLSA staff, and it's been our pleasure leading you guys through the Land of the Dawn today. little bit of turbulence on the way to the ground. We have finally landed to close out the day. And thank you so much for being here. Speaking of the future, tomorrow we will be live again, 8 p.m. Eastern time, to jump into some scheduled scrims for these teams to compete in a best of 3 series. So definitely tune in and be focused on these teams going forward and place your votes on who you think will win these series. We appreciate y'all, and we can't wait to see you guys in Land of the Dawn tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and we will all see you guys on the next one. Peace!